What's up, everybody? It's been a long day. That video I made this morning, I was up at like 5 a.m. to make that. But you guys wanted this live. We are here. We're about to have some fun. We're going to keep it light as possible. And no red cup, just water. So we're going to start with RHOA. Like the video as the intro plays because we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that what you? No, I fly above.
Somebody said, no, we're going dark. That Bob Whitfield charade video, that was dark. If you haven't seen that one, definitely check it out later. It looks like this. It was a whole lot going on in that video. But I thought we did an insightful job. Anyway, no, Richie's just playing. Okay, y'all. Let's start with the light stuff, which is this reunion trailer. Let me tell you how excited I am about this because this looks so much better than the actual season. So much better. Oh, good. We got a Team Funky. Precious James, when I drop the link, when we get into me dropping the link, we're going to do it a different kind of way to make sure that it's level conversation with people from all sides. So definitely stick around for when I drop the link, Precious James, and anybody else who's Team Funky. I want to hear exactly what everybody has to say. Okay, so let's get into this reunion because the season has been a snooze fest. I do not like homeless Courtney. I'm over her. I don't want her to be a one season wonder. I just want her to be one and done. That's it. A one and done. But let's get into the reunion. Then we'll get into the looks. We'll get into the Chloe Funky stuff, and then I'll drop the link. Hopefully they don't get me for this. So y'all like the video, so Bravo don't get me for this.
Okay, do not do a Drew over here. What you got is a Birkin and some memories, bitch.
Let's speed it up a little.
I've always been that girl. I'm Herbie. You are a low-down, dirty, nothing-ass bitch. My bad.
Who had the time to do a pamphlet? Receipts are good enough.
That sex was from a Gemini.
Marlo, I asked you to please be private about our sexual.
Okay.
Andy, maybe this is not the right time to be joking. We don't need any more HR issues for you, sir. Okay, Carmen, definitely come up on the panel. I want to hear what you guys have to say. It says that it was Sheree News. If Sheree would have put that much into She by Sheree, she might not have had a website that crashed. You got time? Do you have the money to do these pamphlets, ma'am? Just saying. Do you have the money to make a whole pamphlet?
Drew, she's saying that she never got it. Look at the kid open. And see. You always talk about that. Hell yeah.
Do we like this bag? For the big reveal for the bag, it looks kind of cheap. Let's see. She by Sheree. How much is that bag? I applaud her for being smart enough to promote her products on the reunion. But let's see. Shop, trending, unisex, tops, fitness. Hold on, let me show y'all what I'm looking at. Okay, we're on the She by Sheree website. We're trying to find the bag. Let's see, trending. Y'all, I did not plan this. I did not plan this. Why is it not found? Okay, let's look somewhere else. Let's look somewhere else. It's a no for me. Sheree, we were rooting for you. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay. So there's nothing in trending. Let's do shop all. We can't go wrong with shop all, right? And then we can just sort it high to low. Where's the bag? Sheree, I know you did not come on this reunion with a bag that is not even for sale. Y'all, I was proud for a minute. Okay, hold on. Oh, there's more. But no, there is no more. What is going on? How do you not? Oh, Sheree. And then she has the nerve to have gift cards, y'all. I'm done. I am done. They said it's their memes. Where? You saw it? Okay, let's go back. Shop all. 125. Okay, so let's sort it. Price, high to low. Okay. I don't see anything for 125. So what are y'all seeing? There's nothing else. There's no sideways on the page. Oh, shout out to her. It looks like a lot of the stuff is sold out. So that's good news. But no, I don't see the bag. Okay. Search bag. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Search bag. Oh, wait. Okay. So it's not in shop all, but she does have the duffel bag. Shout out to Sheree for having it for the reunion, and it is available for purchase. I'm a straight shooter, but I'm fair. It's there. If you guys like the bag, you can get it in 2 colors. And people say I don't really be doing things to help the community. I'm helping the community. She duffel bag. Okay, there you go. 125. Okay. So anyway, let's get back.
And see. You always talk about shots, girl. Yeah, you can never. You put all the shots in your face. It's a little thing.
I'm low key kind of. Are y'all getting the same flashback from me? Fix that body. Fix that face. That's the first thing I thought about. I wouldn't buy it, but I like it. It's a classic look. Okay. I've done my service deed for the day. You guys can find the She duffel bag for $125 if you like it. There we go.
Thing called discovery. Her phone number appears in Mark's phone record. You will have to appear in court. Here is your subpoena.
Candy and search.
Who y'all think it was? Was it Sheree or was it Marlo? I'm probably leaning more towards Sheree because she's the bone collector, but Marlo is known to go, find men and talk to men that her friends be knowing and dating, i.e. Nene. Remember Bling Bling Bling, that guy? Marlo was in his pockets. He paid her Neiman Marcus bills. She allegedly got him drunk and did whatever with him. So it could be both. I don't trust, y'all hate when I call him Texturizer. I don't trust Texturizer and Nose Ring. So it could have been Marlo. It could have been Sheree. He's doing whatever he can to try to destroy Kenya. It's really trash. He should be trying to spend time with his daughter. Because according to Kenya, he's seen her twice. But now wants custody. Okay, y'all are thinking it was Marlo. Okay. Oh, and shout out to Barbara Parker. Barbara Parker was here from day one. She is one of our family, a straight shooter family from London town. And I believe she said today is her wedding day, or was. I don't know what time it is. But shout out to Barbara Parker. Definitely put your hearts in the chat for her. She has been here since day one, like literally, and used to stay up to watch the lives. So shout out to her.
A chance you saw it wrong?
I definitely saw her.
Okay.
I didn't imagine it. Girl, that was Candy. You need to stop lying. That was Candy.
Guys.
You know Candy does not like to be called a liar.
She's over there looking like Mrs. Roper from Three's Company.
Did you visit Ty in Texas?
I saw her. I went to her game. I was getting some information. It just paints a different picture.
These are
No, Drew. Drew just does not like telling the truth. And Sheree is, I guess she's earned her spot on that couch.
private messages between Ty and Drew. They're very incriminating.
But the way you just sat here and lied on this damn chair, I for sure feel like you being gaslighting Ralph. You calling me a bitch?
Not gaslighting Ralph. Not blockhead.
You calling me a bitch? Oh, you don't use the word bitch though.
Hey, Ralph.
I do not like cousin Courtney. Go away from me with this. I do not like cousin Courtney. I do not like cousin Courtney. I do not like cousin Courtney. Or Bob. Or Bob. I don't like him either.
Good to see you. Nice to see you also.
I don't know why you're here.
Do you two think there's any hope for a reconciliation? Of course, I love my way.
You just told me you were getting blowjobs around the world.
Who is this? Ooh, I love it. Wait.
He got hoes in different area codes? Is that what we're hearing? Not surprised. At least what's the area code for Tampa?
It said, are you going to bring me back that dick? You're accusing her of being unfaithful.
This needs to be talking about.
You constantly throw dirt on my name. And you think I'm supposed to put up with that?
You're acting right
You
now.
think I'm gonna be
Like,
I'm not sitting here doing this. I'm not doing this right now. I don't take it at home.
Now, we just heard you was laying it low and spreading it wide with Ty. So you're taking it somehow. Drew always likes to say that she never kissed any woman on her lips, but maybe that does not mean that a woman didn't kiss her on hers.
I'm not gonna take it here. I'm not. You can't even come here and do right. I'm not doing it.
And there you have it. This reunion is going to be much better than the season. For Drew to get first seat, though, not 813 is the area code. She did say she never kissed a woman on the lips. No, I'm being nasty. It happens. So you guys tell me, you guys can put in the chat 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the best. Where y'all standing on this reunion? Because the trailer to me was fire. I am loving the trailer. Let's see. While we're at that, we only got 200 likes, but we got like 900 people in here. Definitely hit the like button. Let's get to 500. 3 minutes and no Sonya. You read my mind, Shanisha. You read not a 3. You read my mind. We didn't see Sonya one time in that reunion. Who is not earning their peach? It might be Sanya. Oh, okay. We got some 9, 7s, 9, 9, 3, a 0. Shout out to Kenya and Candy. Okay, 6. I feel like Marlo and Ralph is very close. I think that once she finds out that Ralph works for Geek Squad, they won't be so close. I don't think they're gonna. 7, 7, 7, 8, 7. There are 2 kinds of lips. Exactly. Like Mimi says, Mimi Ty's girlfriend says that she doesn't do any of that. It just happens to her. Cynthia also said the same thing. When she dipped in the lady pond, she didn't have to do anything. She was a pillow princess. You know, things happen. The reunion is better than the season. I don't really care if she's there. Exactly. Okay, so let's get to the looks. So as a whole, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think Candy looks maybe the best. Sanya is really safe. Kenya, I would have liked to see. I don't like it. They're all beautiful women, so they already have that going for them. But let's get into each one, and we can vote at the end who you think. Candy, it looks good, but I do think it's safe. I like her hair. I like the dress. I think she got the assignment right, but I think it's safe. She might be my number one. Marlo. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I can see why Kenya said it was Mrs. Roper. I'm sure this is some really expensive because all the beating. I don't like it. Now it is different because Marlo likes to, Marlo's more of like the provocative dresser. So for her to be covered up and everything, it's different from Marlo. She was like popping out at the dungeon reunion. I don't like it. Kenya, new hair. I don't like it. It's the furry stuff for me. I'm not feeling. Maybe if the arms didn't have the furry stuff, or maybe if it was completely sleeveless, it might have been better. But I don't like it. I don't like it. Marlo looks like a model. It's giving fat. Oh, you talking about Marlo's gay fashion? Okay, so some of y'all like Marlo's looks. Okay. I'm not feeling it, Kenya. And I love Kenya, but this was not her best. Cousin Courtney. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Courtney looks good here. She's not even, I don't even want to rank her in the list. She looks good here. I think that it's given like Star Wars, a little Star Trek. I'm not mad at it. Like Doja Cat might wear this. I don't like her, but she did good for a non-interesting friend of the show. Not Courtney's giving figure. Sanya is pregnant. She looks good, but I'm bored. It's a safe one. It's kind of like her, you just kind of fall asleep. Moneta went for pants. Moneta looks like something that Poison Ivy would wear on one of the Batman movies. I'm not mad at it. It's okay. It's okay. Drew is like swimming in fabric. Drew, no. I don't like it. It's too much. Sheree. This is crazy because usually the RHOA girls kill it. They usually kill it. This looks DOA on arrival. I don't like it. Now, for like a 55-year-old woman, she looks great. But, the body, that's always going to be there with Sheree. I don't like the dress. Sheree has not gotten it right in years. I don't know if Sheree ever got it right for the reunion. I don't know. So those are the outfits. Real quick, before we get into the Haley and Funky stuff, who won? I'm going to go ahead and give it to Candy. I'm sick of them. The chain is corny, but it's nice. So we got Candy. Well, I know you was going to vote Candy. Candy. Not nobody. Candy. So for those of you guys just getting in, this is what Candy had to wear. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give it to I'm giving this to Candy, but then second runner up is Courtney, and that's a sad state of affairs. Sheree should have bedazzled. You know, if she could have, she would have. Candy. Latoya Hutchinson is given across 110th Street. Nothing is right about Sheree. Candy was too safe. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I think they all look like Cookie Monsters. So they all look like Deborah from Potomac. That's what y'all are saying. Be blessed. 1,000 at the dinner table and only. Thank you, Be blessed. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for reminding them. Hit that like button. We're almost at like 1,100 people watching. Definitely hit the like button. And thank you for the super chat. Candy one. Somebody said no winners, possibly Sanya. I don't like Candy, but she's gonna. You had to throw that in, Sebastian. Okay, so let's get to it. Oh, I'm nervous. So by now, you all, I don't know if you saw my video this morning or you saw the Breakfast Club, but our boy Funky Dineva was the topic of conversation. He threw some jabs at Haley Bailey. I'm sorry, Chloe Bailey. And I'm going to let you guys hear it.
You know,
Don't play with you, Q.
this story, before I was indifferent about Chloe Bailey, and I know this story is about Haley, I can officially say I don't like her. Chloe Bailey is so goddamn lame to me. First of all, girl, you were Miss Preppy Ashley from the suburbs.
Thank you.
Then you came out, you was being all promiscuous and shit, and then now you're trying to be a gangster. None of it is fucking believable, girl. None of it is believable. And I'm probably gonna catch a lot of backlash for this. And without that makeup, she ain't cute. She should have never showed up on that camera with that fat ass face without no makeup. She ain't cute. You're not believable. You're so goddamn inauthentic. That's why your shit ain't selling. All right, that's number one. Number two, I don't like people playing in our face. Right, the girl is clearly pregnant. She's pregnant. All right, I analyzed that video. It's one thing to have the big piece on. She was waddling, and then when she went to put her arm around the girl, the dress draped over the stomach. You could visibly see the damn bump, all right? She didn't shut down shit showing these old-ass videos. If she wanted to shut something down, she'd have stayed her ass the hell home, all right? That's number one. Number two, that video, that old-ass B-roll, stop playing in our damn face. And if you really wanted to shut shit down...
So besides the repulsive comments that he made, like I said in my video this morning, if you haven't watched it, I recapped the entire segment. We're not going to do that here because I'm going to drop the link. In fact, let me go ahead and drop the link now. I'm dropping the link first for somebody who agrees with Funky. I put the word out. I want to hear from everybody, but I definitely want people who agree with Funky to come up. So this link is only for them for right now. If you come up and you don't agree with Funky, I'm going to have to drop you down because I can't get the lines get backed up. But definitely for right now, this link is just for the people who agree with Funky. And then I'll mix in people who don't agree with Funky. That way we can have a full conversation and it's not crazy, right? I'm trying different ways to make this work because sometimes we get out of pocket around here. It's just like a family reunion. There's going to be a fight. And I'm trying to stop it before it starts. Okay.
All you had to do the next day was be like, child, y'all know y'all need to stop playing. Pregnant where? She's playing. I mean, there was just such a cheap, quick, dirty, easy way to shut it down. Mama is pregnant. And listen, the biggest concern is not her being pregnant in Disney. The biggest concern is her being pregnant from that goddamn loser. Mama, we was looking out for you, Haley. And you don't fuck around and let this nigga trap you. Because that's exactly what he did. He struck me as the type that put a baby on her own purpose. All right? And we was rooting for you. All right. Now, I hope that we live in a more progressive generation in society where it won't affect her Disney stuff. It probably will now because you can't be around here playing a child and you a whole damn mama. But I think the black community, and although she don't belong to us and she don't owe us shit, I just think we're grossly disappointed because we saw more for her than this damn loser that she's with.
Now, okay. I already told you guys, I'm a Funky Dineva fan. I'm not going to disavow him for this. I think he's going to do the right thing, and I think he's going to apologize. Y'all might say I'm too optimistic, but that's just my feelings. I saw somebody backstage definitely come back up. I'm just going to finish with this segment, and then you'll be able to come and talk about it. I saw you backstage, so you can come back up. Again, this link that I'm dropping for now is just for people who support Funky. I definitely want to hear both sides. I dropped the link again, just for the people who support Funky. I kind of talked about it in my video. his reaction was a visceral reaction, and it felt personal, as opposed to Funky, who we love him because he does kitchen table talk. He says things that people typically will not say out loud. And I don't disagree with some of the things he said about people not, her image does not necessarily translate into record sales. This is not anything that we haven't heard before about Chloe. Chloe came out. I was calling her the next Beyonce because of her first single. I really like that song Surprise, but a lot of people felt like it was overtly sexual and she was too sexualized too quick, and her record did flop. Conversely, her live touring is doing very well. Okay, Medusa Wolf, I see you backstage. I'm going to finish the segment. Definitely stay. It felt weird, and that's why I did the video. Some people criticized me saying, you're not Funky's keeper. And I'm like, I kind of low-key do feel like I'm definitely a big fan. I have a channel where I do commentary, and I can say and do whatever I want on my channel. Everybody has their opinions, and my opinion was Funky's better than this. And I'm not going to disavow him. I do think he's going to do the right thing. So now everybody has gotten into it. I want to show you what the two sisters said in response. And thank you. I was calling her Haley, but it's pronounced Holly. Thank you for the person in the chat who corrected me. Chloe says, LOL, people so mad at your happiness, get help. Holly says they need help immediately. Excuse me. Then Essence got into the mix, and Essence named today Chloe Bailey Day in response to Funky. Today is officially Chloe Appreciation Day. Chloe Bailey is a constant reminder that no one can take what they did not give. That's joy, baby, deep down inside. Chloe, keep employing chiropractors by stepping on necks. P.S. The last slide is how we are forever cheering you on. What's the last slide? Oh, no sound. But apparently Taraji was cheering her on. She really is a pretty girl. In terms of Funky saying it, I do disavow his comments. There was no space where those comments specifically about the way she looks are okay. His other comments are why we love Funky, period. Funky Dineva is solidified in YouTube, and he has been a pioneer in commentary. He's going to give you kitchen table talk. So if you really are part of the Funky Bunch, you know that. And a lot of people who I saw in the comments are definitely Funky Bunch. It is what it is. I do think he's going to do the right thing. So Medusa Showwolf, you are up.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me take this. Stop sharing. I can definitely hear you. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having me. So, real quick, I'm a content creator and I'm a huge Funky Dineva supporter. And I was like really disappointed when I saw the videos. So I'm pretty much stuck in the middle. Like it's one of those situations where like wrong place, wrong time, but like I understood what he was saying, but I just don't agree. I know you asked for people that support. I'm a Funky Dineva supporter. And so it's just hard to hold him accountable the way I would like to. Does that make sense?
It does, but you did not follow the assignment. I wanted somebody who was 10 toes down, because to have like a full body conversation, like real true discourse, you have to have somebody who agrees. And there's a lot of people. That's why I did the poll. So stay up. Kareem.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
No feedback, right?
Feedback. So just to clarify, you agree with Funky?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with you, Kareem.
Well, not about her being ugly, but I understand why he. I mean, is anybody really going to come on here and say that she's ugly? I get what he was.
You did not see my comment section, Kareem.
They think she's ugly.
I got heat because people said I wholeheartedly agree with Funky, and I'm not in the market to tell people how they should feel, how they should react. None of that. So I don't delete comments. It is what it is. So stay up. Hold on one second. We're gonna Ebony. Oh, Ebony clicked off.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will agree that she's ugly. Like, let's be for real.
Not on camera.
No, in real life, who thinks Chloe Bailey is ugly? Like, that's a stretch. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely. What I will say about Chloe's appearance is she still has our baby face. She's super, super young. So sometimes, like, the sexiness is, I still think of her as like a kid. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, oh, it's like your daughter going to prom and you're like, oh, no, don't put that on sometimes. But I also get it. I'm a very liberal person. And I feel like she's well into her 20s, right? She's like 21, 22.
So that's where I actually agree with him. Her sex appeal makes me cringe. However, I just don't see what it had to do with the conversation of her defending her sister. That's my thing. But no, I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like these are two separate conversations. Yes, Chloe Bailey's behavior, sex antics are a bit cringeworthy in my personal opinion. But for him to go forward and be like, oh, she ugly and this, that, and the third, and she not that cute, that's where it's like, okay, what, I can't defend that.
So Q says he said her face was big, not ugly. I just played the clip. What he said, I mean, we're not gonna do semantics. What he said was she doesn't look good without makeup.
Right.
And her face was fat.
And that she's not that cute. That's what he said. She's not that cute. Quote.
I mean, that's semantics, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. So go ahead and Kareem, or Medusa, you start off, and then we'll get to Kareem, and then I'll just drop the link.
All right, so
anybody can come up.
I've been watching Funky for years now, and I will admit there's some things that he say where I'd be like, yikes. But that's a part of like his brand, and people love him for it, even when it comes across mean. Now, there is somebody that he did actually call ugly on the video, which was the poor girl who I think she might have had like some type of mental disorder or something like that, because she believed that she was the love child of Aaliyah and Kelly.
Okay.
And he said, B, you ain't Aaliyah's child because you ugly. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of harsh. You know what I mean? Now, I get it. Maybe she may not have the standard of beauty, but it's just like, but people thought it was funny because she was unknown and probably not traditionally attractive like a Chloe. You know what I mean? But for the most part, he calls women ugly all the time. It's just, I think because Chloe is like a fan favorite, which is surprising because they was dragging her last year or whatever for all of her antics. I just think that with her being kind of like the fan favorite and probably people already not liking him, they just really took it personal. But I was looking at the tweets and everything, and I'm just like, this is light what he said. Like, I was so confused that everybody was so mad. I'm like, y'all must be new. He goes way deeper than just this.
No, I've been following him since literally the expose on Sheree. I have been a Funky Dineva supporter since this day. So I guess it's been 11 years. He was one of the first people on YouTube that I actually met. I don't know the man. I just met him because I had a YouTuber friend who had like a big, huge platform back in the day, and they were cool. He was a really nice guy. I actually met him dressed as Miss Funky Dineva Ross. I'm still a Funky Dineva fan, but like I said, I just can't stand behind these particular comments. So I know people are going to want to say a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's stick to this topic as the rule of thumb. Just this topic. Please don't go, that direction. Callie, jump into the convo.
Oh, well, okay. Here's the thing. I think I agree with what the other two people are saying, that her appearance has nothing to do with anything that was being talked about. It was just almost like this was waiting for some moment for her or something associated with her to be brought up so he could just drag her appearance, because what does that have to do with her sister being allegedly pregnant? Like, how did that even get in the conversation? But I do feel that there was some anger because maybe he either has some tea or believe he has some tea. And sometimes when people are vloggers and they know something for a fact, but then the person is blatantly lying. It can be because I'm not even a content creator, and there's been some times where I knew that these people were lying. I knew it for a fact.
Like
And
Drew
it was like,
with
no, this
Mimi's
is
girlfriend.
some bull crap. You know, I don't really know nobody in Atlanta, so I don't really know Drew like that. But I will say that this whole entire Bolo story, you guys have heard me say this before, there is a rumor that that entire story was made up. And that's why Tanya walked off the show. That none of that stuff happened. Like it was something, the season was dry. Bolo came in and danced for them, and they made up this whole story of having this wild night. That has been a rumor. I don't know. I don't know nobody in Atlanta, so I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying that has been a rumor. But I felt like Funky, he just seemed to be taking this personal. And so I don't know if maybe he just truly believes she's pregnant, or maybe he knows for a fact that she is. And he just got got pissed off and agitated with these people.
No,
and that's
I'm
what it
a
seemed
Funky
like. It
fan.
seems personal.
No, Callie. I watch Fox Soul. Actually, I like Claudia and Funky. And Al's business acumen has kind of like grown on me. Because I didn't really know what he was going to be giving at first, but I like those three together. And sometimes they drop each other's tea. There was one time where Funky called Al he said you be stealing people's money or going up in people's pockets and tricking the women. So we all know that was a jab at the Star Jones stuff.
Yeah.
So then later on in the conversation, they were talking about, you know, Krishan and Blueface and being boy crazy. And so Al was like,
that's another group of people I think are staging things to go viral, and I think they're pranking all of us. But that's a whole other subject.
Funky said, hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. So Funky said in response to Al, he said, "Oh, he just kept poking at him." Al came back with, "You said you're not boy crazy, but what about the time that boy was choking you on your balcony and you had to lock the door to get away from him," or something like that? And Funky was like, "You really gonna tell my business? You really gonna tell my real business here online?" And so when Funky has information, he will spill it. Like when he told about Tasha K.
So maybe that's why he got so upset.
No,
I don't think if he had it, he would have spilled it.
No, he said it.
No, I didn't
say it. He said she's pregnant. He said that.
He said she's obviously pregnant just based on like what she looks like.
And
but
what he
I'm
examined the
this,
footage.
as a woman with fibroids, and I'm getting ready to have my second fibroid surgery, just because you see a woman holding her stomach, there could be some other medical issue. It does not mean that it's a pregnancy.
Yeah, I think, but he was talking about like her waddling around, like she do.
Again, after I had my surgery, I was walking like that. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean a pregnancy. It could be some other medical stuff going on.
It could be, or she also could be pregnant. That's what the conversation was about. Like she does appear to be pregnant the way she's walking around. Yes, it could be anything, and it is rude and insensitive to like, you know, speculate. So as a woman, I totally understand it as a mother. But just like, you know, because they're in that industry, I understand why he was talking about it. I just think that he just like he talks as a Funky Dineva, like Funky Bunch, whatever member, he talks about, you know, people playing on his intelligence and that being a trigger and shit. This is not me defending him, like talking about her appearance and shit. That's where I'm like, nah, I can't support that.
That's why I didn't take the link before, because I'm gonna be honest. A lot of what he said about the inauthenticity is very true.
I agree.
But that had nothing to do with her sister being pregnant. It's almost like he was just mad at these people, and he was like on go, waiting for a moment. And I'm wondering if he knows she's pregnant, and that's why he got so mad.
I don't think so, but Star, you're gonna be up. Let me say this, because I thought about this today, and I kind of touched on it on my video this morning. Funky Dineva has been at this for, we just saw, like 11, 12 years or longer, right? And if you really are a fan like me, you'll know towards the end of him really, really pushing his YouTube career, he kept saying, "I'm tired of this. We're seeing the same iteration of people. Girls are going to go out. They're going to have dinner. They're going to fight. They're going to have a reunion." He was getting tired. And I can remember as a fan, I didn't like it because I like his content. And I'm thinking now that we're saying this and his mood was elevated, I think maybe it might be the same thing. Maybe he is getting tired of talking about dumb people. You know what I mean? Like, you have, as a blogger, you're gonna have to talk about Krishan and Blueface. As a blogger, you're gonna have to talk about things that you don't want to talk about. And maybe this was one of those moments where on YouTube he could tell us, y'all, I really do not want to cover RHOA, but this is his like job, and he is, you know, on, like, he's with the network. He can't say those things. So maybe it was one of those days where he just didn't really want to have these conversations. It was a bad day, and he, in my opinion, made a huge mistake. No, I'm not. I completely disavow what he said about that girl's looks. My mouth dropped when I saw it, and then my mouth dropped again when it hit Neighborhood Talk, and then the responses hit Neighborhood Talk, and then you just started seeing people flood the timelines, and I was just like, no, because as a fan, to hear Funky Dineva's name on the Breakfast Club, you're like, this is dope. For Funky Dineva paved the way for a lot of us. But when you're on the Breakfast Club for this, it's like, oh no, like, ooh, no, make it stop. Like, no, I don't want to. Star, jump in, and then Q.
Hey, ma'am. I get what you're saying, but I think you're giving him too much credit. I like him. Sometimes he's funny, but then I also feel like he goes too far. To Callie's point, every woman that's holding their stomach, we have a lot of things that can be going on with us that a man, and let's be clear, a gay man, just will not understand. And I find it really insensitive for him to speak on. Now, if it was a woman, if Claudia would have took that same stance, what would we be on here saying? I just feel like it was really, really insensitive. And then him talking about anybody's looks, I don't think he has the right. He don't got the right ever. Like, he just did too much. I think he was waiting on a moment to again say something about her, and this was his moment. And for whatever reason, he just took it way too far.
Oh, I don't know. It's hard because, you know, we all are fans of certain people, and it sucks. I don't think that this will be the end of Funky, because Funky has a huge fan base, and this is something he can correct if he wants to. Some people were telling me he shouldn't apologize because it would be disingenuous.
Yeah, exactly. But how would he correct it, man? I guess, like, what would the apology be? Like, how do you, what would he even say?
He's not gonna apologize. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Right. If he
He's
does,
not gonna.
he's not. And if he does, it's because he got bullied into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the apology. There's no. You can't apologize for this because this is how you feel.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're apologizing, but you still feel this way. He doesn't have to wait for this to blow over.
Not Funky said, no, this is funny. Somebody said Funky said some wild shit and Mama's still standing. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's gonna be back on Dish Nation after saying this though, because he was going pretty mainstream and he did well on that show.
It was a big moment. I watched him on it. I was super proud.
Yeah, me too.
I definitely super proud.
If he can come back from the Blue Ivy comments, then he can come back from this. I think that that's kind of part of the issue, though, that people have, is like you keep on having these run-ins with like inappropriate conversations regarding,
and it's always Black women's appearances.
Exactly.
It's like an ongoing theme.
Right. Christopher Laws,
yeah.
I wanted people to come up who agree with Funky. So when I drop the link again, definitely come up. I wanted this to be a Q. Go ahead.
Wait, don't say it like. First of all, Mims, I'm in a great mood today. Thanks to some of your advice you have given me, my channel is now monetized, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah,
congratulations!
Thank you. Next, y'all, if y'all think Monyetta look like she shop at Sears and JCPenney's, please like the video that we're giving y'all right now, because she looked a goddamn fool. Now, on to the topic of matter. I don't think Chloe is ugly. Now, funny looking.
Oh my God.
But ugly, no, I wouldn't say that. But everything else he was spot on about. That career ain't going nowhere. That career is not going what she think it is. All that sexual stuff she doing and trying to be sexy, and either you sexy or you not. And mama, you just ain't ain't it for you. So I think the career spot was spot on. But Funky did come off very like she owe me money. Like he was real like mad at her. Like I was like, girl, calm down. But I don't think he needs to apologize. I mean, this is what Funky does. He has always been controversial. He's a YouTuber. That's how he started off his career. And I don't think he needs to apologize. I mean, apologize for Chloe. Ain't like she's not a huge star. So, I mean, but you know, I mean, I don't think he needs to apologize, because if he apologizes, then every time he says something, he has to go back and apologize. That's the point of being on you. That's the point of being on YouTube, being able to give your comments on how you feel. And he was on Fox Soul. It ain't like Fox Soul on actual network TV. So we actually have to be on the internet to watch Fox Soul. But I mean, that's what Funky does. He gets up, he talks about people, he keeps moving. I mean, how long was he dragging Sheree? How long was he dragging this person and dragging that person? This is what made his career. I think if anything, he may come back and be like, oh, I shouldn't have said she was this, but everything else, I'm not taking back. And you know, if your sister pregnant, your sister pregnant. If she pregnant by a bum, she pregnant by a bum. She won't be the first one, and she won't be the last one. It is what it is. But I don't think he needs to apologize. He ain't do nothing wrong. And Chloe career is not popping. So if anybody in the comments think Chloe career is popping, that's a totally different conversation. Chloe career is not going to go nowhere. It's going to stay where it's at. And your sister is a bigger star than you. So that's why she's so mad, and that's why it is what it is.
I got a question, you guys. He was like, if he doesn't like what he's talking about, right? Like to Mia's point, well, he gets tired of talking about the same thing, girls going out to dinner, girls eating. Why don't he talk about something else?
Well, he did. He stopped doing that stuff. Like he stopped doing reviews like that on his channel. To Mim's point, I was a Funky Dineva fan too. That's how I think that's how like a lot of us probably maybe thought about getting on YouTube and things like that, because he would review the Housewives. He was reviewing Housewives, I think, since maybe season 1 maybe, or season 2 or something like that. But then he started to know the group of girls, but then he got to a point where he got bored with it, because he was reviewing everything. He was reviewing Housewives, Basketball Wives, and they always get the same formula.
Love and Hip Hop. So that's why he stopped reviewing these shows, and he started doing other things. He started doing deep dives. He started expanding his brand. That's why now if you go to his channel, it's very rare if you see him do a review of a show. Yeah, it does get tiring.
But what I'm saying is, to your point, okay, he changed it up a little bit, right? But they always talk about, well, him and a few more content creators always say, I'm tired of talking about the girls. The girls ain't giving. The girls ain't doing this. Okay, so go talk about something else. It's so much more to talk about.
Team Nessa, please fill us in. Where you at?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can. Everybody else, please mute, because there is there's an echo somewhere.
First of all, the reason we love Funky is because he always then gave it to the girls. Right, wrong, or indifferent. He is a drag queen, and not in the words that he's actually a drag queen. But that is what he do. The part that I hate that the people in the comments, soon as he give his opinion about how he feel, it goes to they go these gay men that want to be women, talking about women looks and talking about women this, and he just jealous because he want to be a woman. Funky is all man, period. Yes, he the Funky Dineva character, that is a character that he plays, not who he chooses to be in life. He's all man. But how do we regulate the people that we allow to drag? I don't care. Anytime that a Nicki or a Cardi post go up, the black girls is dragging both of them. But it's all hell loose when a gay man say something. No, this is how he feel, and everybody pretty much agree with him, besides the fact that he did go hard. Team Funky Butch forever, but the way that y'all strike, especially the girls who use all of the gay men lingo and love to get their hair done and nails done by the gay men, but soon as they say something that the black women don't like, or the people, not only the black women or the homophobic say something that they don't like, this is kill him. dragging him. No, he gave his opinion. His job is to talk about what's going on in pop culture, and that's exactly what he did. He went a little hard to say she was ugly, but come on now, that's his opinion. Some of y'all don't think she ugly. Some people do think she ugly, or just not as beautiful without makeup as some other person is. But that's all right. I'm not canceling Funky. Of course, I'm Team Funky Bunch, and I am windmilling for all week until this comes to some type of hope.
Let me. Can I say this, Team Nessa? Because you did strike on something that I have been seeing. If you follow my channel, I've talked about this before. There are kind of like these battles on YouTube going around, gay men and women, black women, black men. There's actually sectors, kind of like the Fresh and Fit sector. Well, there's also the opposing sector to Fresh and Fit. I will say this. When I think Tasha K came out with her stance on Jess Hilarious and how she defended her and all this kind of stuff, it came out right after that she had also called her, she said she sounded and looked like a man or something to that effect. And then when that came out, her response was, well, I can say it because I'm a black woman and that's always going to be my sister and I'm always going to stand up for her. I do think there needs to be some accountability for how we pick and choose. If it's not okay to say that Jess Hilarious looks like a man as a read, then it's not okay for Tasha K to say it as well. You see what I mean? Like, if we are going to really have these conversations, we should really have these conversations. It wasn't right for, the people to go at Jess Hilarious and say it. It wasn't right for Tasha K to say it when she thought it was cool before Tasha got into it with T.S. Madison.
Yeah, but we know that's the only reason that Tasha changed her script is because she had been dragging Jess the whole week before prior. I mean, of course, she's been dragged in the past, but the whole week before posting that bald-headed picture of Jess and everything. And then at the T.S. Madison, just because she got a bigger beef with T.S. Madison, we all know Tasha K choose and pick her battles according to what's going to make her popular more this week. But I think I don't want to get into the Jess Hilarious verse.
Yeah, no. I was just using that as an example.
No, but you brought up a point I wanted to say. Just like with that, and this goes strike some nerves, but just like with the whole cis women thing, the issue with Jess was that you struck.
No, let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. I just wanted to bring that up because it was like, I'm the kind of person where I can go at you for your personality. I can go pretty hard at you for your personality, but I just try my best to steer away from just unprovoked attacks about a person's looks. Although I did show a picture of Bob Whitfield the other day that had people up in arms. I just showed this picture and people were mad at me. It is what it is. This was his football picture. I didn't go and change it. It's his picture. And I don't like him because he puts his hands on women. If you haven't seen my Revenge P, domestic violence, it was a whole deep dive on some real stuff that happened between Bob and Sheree. You definitely want to check that out. Ms. Bernice, you're going to be up next. I just need to get to some of these super chats. Halagio, I hope I pronounced that right. Halagio. He says, Chloe is too forced. They should put her on Broadway. A lot of people feel that. A lot of people did not see, they felt like the overt sexuality was not necessarily her. So when Funky said that, there are people who agree with him. So that part was not the issue. It was just the comments about her looks. And Funky has now come out and apologized for that specific thing. So I knew he would. Are people going to forgive him? I hope so. But if you don't, I'm not telling you you need to. Allie, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months. How is DDG a bum? I don't know who he is, but my daughters say he has a huge social media presence. What does he do? I think that anytime you have a woman who is really doing it, like Holly, who is a child star, Beyonce protege, and the person that she's with, the guy that she's with is not necessarily measuring up, they're always going to call them a bum. There's never going to be
there's more to it. He actually made a song where he was saying that he was thinking about like releasing Revenge P to destroy her career and very malicious things like that.
On Holly?
Yeah. Yes.
And then they got back together or something?
Started calling him a bum. It has nothing to do with him not having money because he actually does have money. He might have more money than her. It's the fact that he is clearly jealous of her career.
But he's not canceled, but Funky is.
You
We
know
should be
what?
canceling him.
I don't think anybody's saying that people should cancel Funky. And to be honest, I don't follow him. So I don't know what the people who are following him, if some people did stop following him because of that. I don't know, to be perfectly honest. You know, I'm a little older. That's not my segment. You know, I'm closer to Funky's age. I probably might be older than him. But the thing is, I think the issue with Funky that I'm having is that he was not wrong about Chloe being inauthentic. I just don't understand why we needed to drag her looks. Like, where did that come from? It really just seemed like it came from something personal that he has against her and her sister that we, the audience, are not aware of. That's how it came across to me.
Can I
Okay.
make a-
Hold on. Thank you so much, Tam, for the super sticker. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Natasha says, right, and I'm a woman and I agree. Natasha is talking about agreeing with Team Nessa. Thank you so much for the super chat. Halagio says, Chloe's too forced. Oh, I mixed things up. The first one that you had was Chloe is cringe. She's a theater girl on Broadway. So Halagio definitely is not a Chloe fan and agrees with Funky in the sense that her persona is not legitimate. Thank you so much for the super chat. We did that one. And then lastly, 1.2 at dinner and only 600 likes. Hit the like video. Be Blessed is on it. Be Blessed is blessing me with super chats and telling y'all hit that like button because we're giving you a show. Miss Bernice, who is famous in these YouTube streets, just like Funky, go ahead and sound off.
Hello, everyone. What I got to say about Funky is that he wasn't being objective when he took it to a level because he talked about her upbringing before he even got on her looks. So he went too far. You, as a journalist, quote unquote, YouTube creator, you're supposed to have objectivity. She was just defending her sister. She didn't say it in a derogatory, like, bitch, don't say nothing about my sister. She just said, keep my sister's name out your mouth. We're not going to do that. She was being respectful even to the person she was telling not to be talking about her sister. So for him to go on this tirade, well, I don't like her. I just don't. That was very immature of you to be 41 years old. And you always saying, I got my degree from University of Florida in economics, so I know how to talk to people. No, you don't. You were showing your real immaturity at that moment. And it didn't look good.
Leah
it didn't look good.
So, are you a Funky fan?
I used to be a Funky fan.
Until this?
No, it's been a while. When he went, we're not gonna go there. But no, I haven't been a Funky fan in a while. I unsubscribed to his show and everything.
I'm glad that for the most part, everybody who has come up so far can agree. Talking about her looks just took it a step too far. And yes, if you're a Funky fan, you know that he does this. It's kitchen table talk. It's not like it, but maybe what he hasn't realized is his voice carries more weight than he knows. By the time you're on The Breakfast Club, that's pretty big leagues.
I can agree with that. But I still think he was just being his regular funky self, even on Fox Soul. That this is how I talk, and yes, I'm about to say what I feel about it, and I'm about to put a little drag in there. I think that's how he did it, but I don't think that talking down on black women. I don't think that's talking down on black women. I think that's how we all talk. His is done on a platform, but that's how we grew to love him, because Funky was the first person that I started following YouTube. I wouldn't even watch nobody else because I was they corny. They what's name? And this was back in Love and Hip Hop days when he showed up on the reunion. But
I was there for that moment.
Was you?
I'm not physically there, but I was watching that live.
Right. But that's how he talks. And yes, he should, as he growing, he should learn how to curve himself. But I don't put that in the sense of he always down in black women. No, I talk to my son, my nephew, my brother the same way about people when we just sitting around. And that again, yes, he should curve it, but that's how we fell in love with Funky. And I'm gone. I'm gonna drop down. But
All right,
Team
well,
Nessa.
thanks, Team Nessa. Shanisha, hold on, really quick. Shanisha's been waiting patiently. Tanya, and then we'll double back.
Hey, Mims.
Hey.
So, with Funky, I think to your point, some of what he was saying is that Chloe is known for being overtly sexual, coupled with the fact that she's a lighter skinned woman. Now, the reason I say that is because industry preference is that of lighter skinned women. Baby girl can sing the house down. Her and her sister have beautiful voices. But when you're looking at Chloe, we would expect Chloe to be on the level of a Summer Walker, SZA, Ari Lennox, but she's not. But when you
Can I
look
say something?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I love SZA. Summer then kind of grew on me. Ari, I really love, but specifically SZA and Summer, it's like this new I'm smoking kind of sound, right? Chloe wants to project her voice, kind of like more Beyonce.
Yes.
Those other girls are more like, like I don't want to say
laid back, chill.
Yeah, it's like a California type vibe.
Agree.
But I feel like Chloe is more going the direction of Beyonce.
Agree. Which, to my point, with
Not
her
they
being
sing in cursive.
Beyonce's protege, we would expect her to be bigger than these people because she is extremely talented. Vocally, she on stage, she's given the dance moves. She can put on a performance. But when you look at the fan base and the reach, she's not there. So, again, I do not agree with anything that Funky said on that platform because the topic of conversation wasn't even Chloe, really. It was really her sister, but he felt the need to go there about her. And I agree with the last caller. Funky is almost 2 times this girl's age. The way he spoke about her, it just felt extremely personal. But I will say, this is not the first time that Funky has attacked a woman. I mean, he's been more visceral with Hazel E than he has with Chloe. Now, I'm going to say Hazel E has done many questionable things, and I am not defending her in any way.
You talking about
Are
you talking about Sheree?
Hey, I'm sorry, Hazel E. Hazel
No,
E.
I'm being funny.
Oh, you being funny. I'm gonna get you.
I'm sorry. Y'all, we still have to have fun around here.
I love that. But he has never gone viral in this way for attacking a woman's looks, even though he's done it plenty of times in the past.
Hazel E is not very famous. A lot of people have no idea who Hazel E is. Chloe is a real actual celebrity, and I think that is the difference. She's not a person that's just on one reality show. Like, she's a mainstream celebrity.
And again, I'll say he's attacked many women's looks, more than he even said on Chloe on Fox Soul. He's gone there with some people. But what I would say is, you mentioned, Mims, that Funky is kitchen table talk. Mm-hmm. For Fox Soul, my question is, how far do we expect to go with kitchen table talk? Everyone has to have a line that they're not willing to go below. And when I looked at Claudia's face when Q was talking...
No, I'm sorry, Shanisha. Did I pronounce that right? Because I do butcher names. Okay. Shanisha, we got Charlemagne on the most syndicated radio show, maybe in history at this point, sniffing chairs when women got off of them. All the stuff that Charlemagne and Wendy have said is way worse. He's called people ugly. He called Lil Mama ugly to her face. So I do want to point out that there is hypocrisy when it comes to, the way we interpret things. I think maybe because Chloe has she's never had beef with anybody. She is one of the least problematic celebrities I've ever seen in my life. Even the rant that she went on was like nice. She didn't even say hell. She said heck. So I think people
Mhm.
reacted, but no, it was really rich of Charlemagne to get on there and denounce that when that was your whole shock jock career.
But
Howard
I agree
Stern,
with you.
yeah,
I
you know what I
agree with
mean?
you, but I would also say we're in a completely different climate from when Charlemagne was really known for those childish antics that he did. We're in a completely different climate. Those things we're looking at happening, what, 5, 10 years ago? I I would be shocked if I saw an exchange the way he and Lil Mama did, and it didn't go viral, and he didn't get a lot of backlash for it. I do think we're in a different climate, but again, I would say the look on Claudia's face when Funky went there, I knew she was like, here we go. This is about to be some BS because we're going to be going viral for all the wrong reasons. So I think, at least for the three hosts and them being able to be comfortable to have conversations in that space, they need to read the room a little bit. I don't think Funky read the room at all because there was no reason for him to go there on Chloe.
Claudia was appalled.
No, Claudia did check him if you watch the whole clip, and she basically said what I said, like, someone, you don't know what's going on with somebody medically, and people can have miscarriages and not want to announce their pregnancy until they get further along. So you just don't do stuff like that.
I showed the whole clip on my video this morning because I wanted like people to see the whole conversation, including her kind of checking Al.
Mhm.
Tanya Gemini. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes. Hey,
Okay.
ma'ams.
Hey.
This is my first time on your panel. And
And you chose what a panel to choose to come.
yes. But first, I want to say how excited I am for you. I've been watching since the beginning, and I
Oh,
just
thank
love your
you.
growth, and I love your commentary. You are so funny, and I agree with you like 95% of the time.
And I like for you to talk up that other 5%. Go ahead and keep me honest, y'all. Keep me honest.
I sure will. But I just want to say with Funky, so I watch him on and off because sometimes I can't take him because he does too much. And for me, this was just a little too much. Like somebody said, it was like it was a personal attack on her. Like, why even go there? And it was just uncalled for. Yeah, it's okay to have your opinion, and the music may not be good or whatever, but just to down someone's looks like that, especially this young beautiful lady who hasn't done anything to you, I thought was just wrong. And even though I don't like Claudia either, I I like the fact that she stood up for her, because I didn't like that Al went in, and when Funky had said it, he started laughing. I'm like, what you laughing for? Because you ain't no better than him to talk about somebody's looks. And I just like that Claudia stood up for her. And like Claudia was stating, it's nobody's business if a woman is pregnant or not. Like you said, with the situation with Sonya and everything, a lot of women, most of the time, when women are pregnant, most have the thing where they don't announce it until they're out
Like
of their
second
first
trimester.
trimester. Right. They made it through their first trimester and they think everything's okay. So that's when they start announcing it. Who are you to tell somebody when they have to tell people that they're pregnant? That is none of your business. And for you, and I like the way that she checked Al when Al said something about her brand shouldn't be lying or whatever. And Claudia was like, well, didn't you lie? So who are you to say something about she's lying or whatever? It's not the fact that she's lying. She just, if she is, she just don't want to tell anybody. And it's nobody's business until she's ready to tell it. And for him to say, yes, she's pregnant, you don't know unless you talk to her or her doctor. So who are you to say that, yes, she is pregnant and she needs to stop lying? So you can't do women like that. And like another lady said on the panel, you never know if it could be endometriosis, or whatever the case may be, fibroids. It could be anything to make her stomach protrude if you think it's protruding. Or shoot, maybe she just ate a big meal or something. You never know.
Yeah.
So why go in on them and make somebody put their business out that they're not ready to put their business out?
I just think he was. I mean, I can't make an excuse for what he said about her looks, and I would never even try. She's just so goddamn unproblematic. Like
Right.
she's
Those
so
girls never
likable.
do anything to anybody. They are the sweetest girls.
Really quickly, Charmaine Duff, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Ebony Dick says, you call people ugly who you're mad at. My cousin called me an ugly dog for an hour this weekend. Go funky.
But did they tell it to social media though? See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's one thing to say something in the presence of your own company.
Thank you, Ebony. Mhm.
It's another thing to say it on social media and put it out there for everybody to see, for everybody to know.
Jersey Girl says, I think he is mad that Haley is young and her future is so bright, and now allegedly she's pregnant by a guy who is jealous of her mainstream celebrity and the opportunities she has that he doesn't. That's fair. I didn't know that he wrote a song about trying to destroy her. I don't like, these people are all kids to me. So I'm just like, okay. I don't know all the ins and outs. You can take a story and kind of like dissect it. I just researched Bob and Sheree. I was not about to go through everything from DDG and her. But if Funky was
I'm
taking
kind of
more
sad for her about that.
of an uncle type stance and he was disappointed, he has every right to talk about it. And that's what he did. I think we can all agree that it was just the looks comment. The comments about her looks that we all just can't get with.
Yeah, he could be disappointed about it because I'm disappointed too. Because I'm like, first of all, yeah, you can date who you want, but when that person starts dogging you out and making you look crazy in front of everybody, it's time to let it go, especially if you don't have any ties to him. So I'm not mad about him being disappointed. What I'm mad about is him thinking she has to tell people if she's pregnant or not, and then him saying what he said about Chloe.
Thank you so much, Jersey Girl. JC says DDG is a multimillionaire, was a high school valedictorian, on the Forbes list, on XXL magazine, has a platinum album, a marketing genius, albeit a troll on the Breakfast Club. Put some respect on his name. I didn't know any of that about him.
Not when he's dogging out women.
No, like I said, he does have money. It's not a financial thing.
But he does not have
think
Disney Little Mermaid name. That's the thing.
Yeah, I
He does
honestly
not
think
have
it's
that.
a fame thing because they both want to be famous. And unfortunately, sometimes when it happens for one person and not the other person, it does ruin relationships, friendships. I've even seen it happen between family members.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said XL's magazine, whoop-de-doo. Dina says never heard of him. There is
But he's
Ali,
not famous on her level. He's not her type of famous.
No, once
He
you're the
might
Little
have more
Mermaid.
money than her, but he's not her type of famous. He's not.
My thing is this: as a Black person, I kind of want to protect, especially Haley, because of all of the racism that she got for being the Little Mermaid. What should have been like probably the highlight of her career, because you will always be the first live action Little Mermaid, was definitely kind of like pooped on by everybody who was just mad that she was just winning in life. So then when you tie in her sister being probably extra protective of her, I can't fault her for that. She should be, because at the end of the day, they are all they have.
Right.
Diva K, I want you to jump in.
Hey. Thank you, Mims, for having me. I was like, okay, I was listening and I was like, okay, I got to jump in because some very important points were made and I don't want to come in and flip the table, but it was just on my heart. And so if I flip the table, that is not my intent. Okay. But
hold on. We like the table flipped around here.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
girl,
flip the table.
get it together. Connect the dots.
I think you guys started talking about Tasha K and what's her name? Come on, y'all. What's her
Just
name?
hilarious.
Just hilarious and the other sister. What's her name? Transgender.
T.S. Madison.
T.S. Madison. Yeah, I don't want to go deep into that because I know that was very highly emotional for everyone. And it's very interesting because what I'm seeing is, and okay, so I'm going to talk about Black people just as a race. What is interesting is the most marginalized group of people within the Black race, we're up here going at it at each other when the truth is, people like Funky, although there are going to be those individual Black women who have a problem with gay men. I think the sister came up and she was talking about, people using gay men for the hair and the language and things of that nature. Those women are real, right? But I think the majority, and we can say this because without the support of Black women, Funky Dineva would not be who he is today. T.S. Madison, she wouldn't have the success that she has today. So it's interesting that I look back and we are marginalized, and who's killing the trans women? I'm not going to say who, but we all know who.
You're my Black men?
Yes, and who are making gay Black men uncomfortable when they're in certain settings, right? Who are killing, unaliving, I'm sorry, I don't want to get you demonetized, but who's unaliving Black women every 5.5 hours? So it's almost like we are all fighting for some type of validation within the space when we're not each other's enemies. And I wanted to make that clear. But what was kind of harmful for me, not
You
just
better say that from your chest.
Yes. What was kind of hurtful for me when it came to Funky Dineva, which someone I actually rock with as well. And just because you give someone criticism, it doesn't mean that they should be canceled or whatever. But what was harmful, it wasn't just his tone about her looks. And there is actually a history to why, and everybody on this panel knows, for women in this system, our currency is beauty. So we're not even going to play like it shouldn't hurt a woman to hear a man, gay or straight, sit up there and like dissect her looks, right? So that is just what it is, right? There's also a history of racism behind the looks of Black women, right? So we don't fall into this European standard of beauty. So for him to say it, someone that, I admire, I was taken aback by it. But for me, that wasn't even the only thing that I was like, oh, like clenching my individual pearls behind. Because one thing that bothered me too, as he was sitting there, now I'm okay with the criticism of her career. I do think I do agree with some of the things that he did say. I think she's very talented. It was a little bit too fast when it came to the hypersexuality. Even I know she gets compared a lot to Beyonce, but even Beyonce's career didn't start out with that, super hypersexuality that came later on into her career when she crossed over and she had the audience. And those are things that I think her team and her manager and all them need to sit down and really discuss. But I was taken aback when he called her promiscuous, because if we look at the term,
When did he call her promiscuous?
Go back to the.
Thank you. I was gonna say something about that too.
Yeah, he called her promiscuous during the
He
TF,
sure did.
whatever the show is. He called her that, and I found that interesting because we all know that implies a woman or a man who has sexual relationships with multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that brings a larger conversation to how uncomfortable people are with Black women and our sexuality. And what made me cringe at that was, and this is because I'm down with the gays, and not just on the phone with you, but in the streets where I live and also in my personal life. I feel like people should be able to be who they are, and it's no one's business who you are, what you do, as long as it's with consent, have at it. But with that being said, when he placed that tone of like her sexuality out there, it was interesting to me because here it is, a gay man who we all know that the general public has an opinion about the sexuality of men who have sex with men. But here you are, and she's just dancing, twerking, talking about her sexual, like what she might like sexually. Here she is talking about it. This is entertainment. But you, in your real life, people judge you every day for how you like to have sex, and you do that in private. So it just goes to, and I think one of the frustrations I have as a Black woman, no matter who it is, gay or straight, what I'm noticing is for those of us who really like, okay, I don't just support the gays by watching their content. You know, I think there are, again, to the sister's point, there are Black women who know you support them when that man that you're talking to has something bad to say. I don't date men who are anti gay. It's just not, that's not for me, right? So there's other ways that you need to take a stand for gay men other than supporting their content. So there are those women. But it's interesting to me that a lot of Black men, and this is my gripe with heterosexual Black men, they understand racism so well. They can tell you when a white person is being racist, when they're being condescending, when they're saying, making assumptions about you when you're Black. They understand it to the T. But when it comes to sexism and the oppression of women and the clocking of women's bodies, and then on top of that, add another layer, a Black woman, because we have this double sword on our back that we have to carry. All of a sudden, you don't understand sexism. You don't understand how you're oppressing her. You don't understand how you just basically tapped into the talk of her sexuality as if she is some form of, slut or hoe, or she's out here being promiscuous. No, she's an entertainer. She's just like Josephine Baker, who had to leave this country and go to France so she could explore and be outward with her sexuality and her body, and made a lot of money in France. She's no different than her. She's a freaking entertainer. So when he was just talking like that, and then when he went to her looks, it was just a reminder to me, like, damn, this is not just about looks, it's about misogyny. And I need my gay brothers to understand that in Black women, like the woman said before, it is not okay for anybody to sit here and clock the looks of Black women, because there is a historical racism that is attached to that. I forget the name of the journalist, but she wrote a poem. She said it at one of the women's suffrage events. It's called "Am I Not
Sojourner
a Woman?"
Truth?
I don't know if it's her. I know that the speech was called "Am I Not a Woman?"
Sojourner, it's Sojourner Truth.
Okay, and then she talks about how, you know, she had to pick the same amount of cotton as a man. She had to there's nobody to open the doors for her. She's had to get it out the mud. That is the experience of Black women. And I am tired of people clocking our looks. And it's hard because we're getting it from the men in the manosphere. These crazy people who are not getting sex and not getting what they want. We're ugly, we're this, we're that. And then to hear someone like Funky, someone who I do admire, someone who also is a member of an organization that I respect. I'm a member of an organization. To hear him talk like that, I was like, dude, this is misogyny. This is not just you clocking a read. And we also have to talk to our hearts and say, are you reading or are you projecting your insecurities onto other people? Because those are two different things. And I'm gonna let it go. I had a lot of that in my heart.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What you're saying echoes.
It was also futurism.
What you're saying. Hold on one second, Callie. It kind of echoes the sentiments. I'm glad that we have these kind of conversations. I'm glad you feel comfortable coming on this platform and saying it. I've heard a lot of women who feel as though Black women champion the cause for so many other groups. And they are feeling like there is nobody there to support them and champion their causes, or even really just stand up for them at a time when it feels like we're all at war. Did I kind of paraphrase that right?
Yeah, it does. But here's the thing. The common enemy is not the person that we are going for. It's like we are attacking each other at a time. And yes, and let me be clear. There are a lot of Black women who dive into misogyny, sexism, homophobia. I know those women as well. And I correct those women. They have no place in my life. I don't play with those type of people, because I know the moment you turn on him, you're going to turn on me as well. So I think we need to start correcting these type of people amongst us and understand that I know for sure that I went when my friend came here last year. He was here. We went out to a gay club, and at that club, I felt safe. I have gay friends in my life that make me feel safe. We talk about issues. I'm like, damn, y'all got, I got married and divorced, and I'm like, damn, y'all dating the same type of niggas we are. Shoot, y'all out here dating the same men we are, because he's having the same issues with the men that he's out here dating, right? So there's a comment, and I remember a certain man asking me one time, he was like, they just want, and he's a male who is, he say he heterosexual. I presume he might, you never know what these men are doing, but he was like, well, you know that they're jealous of you. And I think they thrive in the division because it is kind of like triangulation. When they see us going at each other, they win, we lose. So I just hate this moment. And I think we really do need to, amongst ourselves, amongst the gay population, of course the LGBTQ and the rest of the alphabets, I think we need to really sit down and start having deeper discussions on where we're coming from, because it is getting to the point where I'm like, damn. I'm listening to Al. Even the other day, Al was on the show talking about he felt sorry for Tory Lanez. I'm like, dude, he was supposed to get 22 years. He got 10. Would you feel sorry for him if he would have shot your mother or shot at your mother or your sister? So I'm just like, man, I'm noticing that some people that I admire and I want to champion for, they have misogyny in their blood. And it is the way they are socialized in this country. And it is what it is. So I was just hurt by just kind of, it was more than just her face was ugly. He went into her promiscuity. Now the career is up to debate. That is what he does. That's what we love him for. But I think also, I've never been comfortable with us as a culture thinking it's okay to sit around and like talk about each other's looks, right? Talk about each other's looks. You poor, what is it called? In some places they call it joning or something like that. When we sit around and joke on each other, I know that that's kind of like a cultural thing. And I know, but I do believe sometimes when it's done, it's projection, because we've been told we were ugly. We've been told we weren't good enough. Some of us, some of my gay friends, they've had family members who rejected them. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you really just clocking and just having fun, or is this read really rooted in projection and insecurities that you might be battling? I know Funky, he has had issues. He's been very candid about his issues with his mother and things of that nature. And I'm not trying to be, sit here and diagnose him with anything. But
please don't.
You have to question, where is your reads coming from today, whenever that happened. It was totally uncalled for. The subject matter was Haley and her pregnancy, and he was like, let me put this in there, and it was like,
hold on, I'm sorry, I hate you I am enjoying everything you're saying, but we have like 3 more people who are still on the panel, and your boy has not eaten, so
okay. I'm gonna drop down. I appreciate you giving me the time, and I will call back in the future.
Definitely. We have to have these conversations. I wish that there were more trans people, more gay people, more straight men, more everybody who wanted to have these kind of roundtable discussions.
Men at home right now. I can't do
no. I mean, no. We have to have full conversations with everybody and kind of get everybody's point of view, and then have a meeting of the minds, because we cannot keep going at each other, right? Yeah. Divide and conquer. Go ahead and jump in. You're welcome. Come in anytime. Right, then it'll be Tam, JC, and Hella Geo. Really quickly, I got to get to these super chats. There's just a couple. Hella Geo, who is on the panel, says Chloe is fire and better than the thought she be trying to be. Oh my God. Okay, thank you for the super chat, Hella Geo. I guess you'll expound on that when we get to you on the panel. Autumn says, Mims, thank you for giving us a place to be able to talk about these topics. It may seem vain at the surface, but it's so much deeper. Thank you, Autumn, for the super chat. And thank you for being a mod. Where did she go? Are you still up here? Did she drop? Oh, okay, she dropped. Tam, then JC, then Hella Geo.
Hi, Mims. How are you?
I'm hungry. feel like Gabor.
All right, I'll be really quick. And someone may have said this already, and I missed it. But firstly, I don't believe his comments about her looks was right. I think there's no debate on that. Everyone can agree there. But when it comes to Funky, he has always read people, not just for their works, but for their looks. He's always done that. And it's not just Black women he's done that to. So he's done that to men, women, Black, and white. So for people who are offended or outraged or think he only does it to Black women, they may not have followed his career maybe the way I have, because I've watched Funky for a long time. But he has become popular because of reading people that way. So he has a lot of fans for that, believe it or not. And I believe that the success of TGIF, from it going from one night a week to 2 nights to now 5 nights, that's largely due to Funky's fans. So this is not something new for him at all. And I think if you, like I said, anybody who's really followed him or watched him regularly, they know this is not out of the ordinary at all. So I'm a little perplexed with all the outrage because the subject is Chloe this time. It's been so many other people, again, men and women. It's not just Black women. So I think if we were going to be outraged and so offended, then you really have to go back and just say this is him as a whole. It has nothing to do with Chloe, or at least it shouldn't.
You touched on something that I touched on in that video. Had he said those comments and the neighborhood talk had not picked it up, this would not be a story, right?
Yeah, it's the blogs that neighborhood talk specifically.
I honestly do think that there is a little something between the neighborhood talk, because like I said in that video this morning, there was a something that he said that was actually taken out of context. Today it was not taken out of context, but before it was. And I don't know if Fox or Funky Dineva put in a call to Kyle, who does the neighborhood talk, but that particular post was taken down expeditiously. So yes, if you do follow Funky, you know that he's going to give you kitchen table talk. He has pretty much kind of like led the numbers for Fox Soul, and Fox Soul numbers still don't amount to Funky's personal blog, if we're just being honest. So I do think the neighborhood talk picking it up made it a thing, but once it's out there, it's out there. And he messed up, in my opinion.
No, I agree, but I'm thinking of all the other times he's done this, and it is cringy to hear. Like, I like his commentary, but when he does talk about people's looks, that is a cringy part. I don't like it either. I'm just saying that it's not that this time it blew up because it is somebody that a lot of people actually like. Chloe's very likable. So it does suck that he did this to her, but it sucks that he did it to everybody else that he's been doing it to over the years as well, but no one really had the same outrage. That's what I'm really not kind of understanding. I'm like, this is not new. Like, how is everybody just now getting mad? That's all I wanted to say.
All right, well, thank you, and thank you for being patient. Definitely thank you. JC, you're up.
Thanks for taking me. Bear with me. I have a little bit of laryngitis, and this is the first time I've ever joined anybody's live stream. So
oh wow,
I do want
thanks.
to say, yeah, and I enjoy you because you're fair. I do want to say that I've watched Funky Dineva. I think when he was sometimes saying Quentin, when he was doing the "my hair is laid like." Mm-hmm. So I do believe that he's genius. He has genius. However, when I watched him on that Fox Soul, for me, it was the anger in which he said it. It was like, why is he so angry when he's talking about her looks? And additionally, when he spoke about Hallie, he was saying, well, she's pregnant and who is she to lie? Well, who are you to suggest that when she has to be open about it? Yeah, it's on her time. If and when she wants to say that I'm pregnant, that's not your business. That's personal. That's her choice to do that at her discretion. And also with DDG, I've watched him forever. The young man is a genius, okay? He's a troll, however, probably one of the best. Don't be surprised if he and Hallie are in cahoots with that video so that he could keep Trust me. And he may not be as famous as her, and I get it. It is not about the money, but his star is not as, let's say, mainstream. But the guy has, he doesn't necessarily consider, like I heard somebody call him a YouTube clout chaser. Put some respect on his name. He came from nowhere. He's from Pontiac, Michigan, and he made it up. Like he's
Are you from?
Forbes.
Are you also from? Are you also from Michigan?
I am.
Okay, so that's
put some respect on his name. And he's not too far. So yeah. So I mean, people want to say that, but it also, we would have to look at Halle to say, well, if he's doing this to you, but she's sticking by him. She's right there. Where he goes, she goes. So I wouldn't be surprised, because that's a lot of the way he came up, was doing pranks. And his girlfriend previously, that was not her, they would be in cahoots. They would call it, they were stacking their bread. They were getting it together. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, she's not a dummy. This girl is not a dummy by any means. So I just said that I felt some type of way about that. And I do still like Funky, but he was too angry about it. He was just, it was like, why are you so mad? And if you take off, a lot of women, you take that makeup off of their faces and you just come plain, and you're going to look like Chloe did too. So it wasn't, I just didn't get where he was going with that. I didn't like it, but that's all. And I'll just mic off, and thank you for taking me.
Well, I always appreciate people coming with a different perspective. So, thank you for that. Funky has come out and apologized now. Specifically, it's important to say he's apologized specifically for what he said about Chloe's looks. So Hella Geo, you're up, and then we'll do like 10 minutes of no holds bars. Anybody can talk.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And this is my first time on here or any live stream also. So
welcome. We got laryngitis people, first timers. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring them out.
I had to pop on here because I love Chloe. I love Chloe and Halle. I protect them like they're my sisters almost. And I think Funky Dineva kind of has that feeling too, because he sees like the potential and the talent that she has, and it's being completely wasted on her by her management pushing her as this hypersexualized persona. Like, if you hear her talk, if you hear her sing, if you hear her act, she's a theater girl. Like, throw her on Broadway where she belongs. I feel like this was just a comment that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and he threw a lot of things out. He talked about her looks. That was like a throwaway comment. She's obviously very good looking. But her management are treating her like a pussycat doll when they should treat her like a Spice Girl. Treat her like the Spice Girl that she is, not a music video hoe. Like, I feel like in 10 years, they're going to have Chloe writing a bio or a book about herself saying like, oh my God, my management forced me to do this. I didn't want to do any of it. That's what this is giving. And it's giving very poor Beyonce, in my opinion, which is not her. She should be praised for the talent that she is. Thank you so much for letting me speak.
Well, Hella Geo, people in the comments saying you have a voice for YouTube, I think.
Oh
yeah, you could do YouTube, radio.
Mine might be the next one, okay? I'll be up right after Mims.
Somebody said, yes, Spice Girl. Well, thank you for coming up. It's no holds bar for about 10 minutes, because then I got to go eat. So anybody can jump in.
Can I jump in? I think that we all can agree that Funky was wrong for what he said about the comment about her looks. Cool. But I think sometimes it's also selective outrage, because we can sit up here and we can tear down maybe a Sheree, right? Everybody's laughing, everybody having a good time. But then if you say something about a Kenya, oh, you're a hater. You hate black women. Why are you talking about black women like that? So to me, I think it's funny, and I think it's even more interesting that, again, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, but I think it's very interesting when it goes back into, oh, gay men hate black women. Gay men are attacking black women. This and that, but yet they love to watch the comments. They love the commentary. If I say, oh, gain it with Drew, people love it. If I say I don't like Kenya, then everybody's like, you can't stand Kenya. Your mother didn't love you. I'd be like, girl, you don't even know me. But
yeah,
it'd be like, it's it's funny to me because I just think it's selective outrage, and I do not think Chloe is an ugly girl, but however, like I can see why he said promiscuous and why this and why that, because look how she's out there. Like you went from almost she wasn't on Disney, but you went from like Disney almost, and then to you back and you busting it wide open. So it's like, how can people? That's how people are going to perceive you, and that's how your management puts you out there. So what else do you want people to say? So
But see, that's the thing that's not fair with women, though. People think just because a woman dressed like that they got to be out there sleeping around, and it's not the same. That's just like when some men see women on the street, they might be dressed up to go to the club or whatever, and they might be dressed, provocatively, and then they want a cat call and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes it leads to the R word and all this kind of stuff, and people saying, oh, well, she was dressed like that, so she asked for it. That's not fair.
I get that, and I'm not saying that that's her. I'm saying that's the image that her management has provided for her, and that's the image that she's going with. And that's the reason why I think her career is not where some people think her career should be at, because they're like, girl, you trying too hard. If you sexy, let the sexiness come off. You're trying to be sexy, and people just are not agreeing with it. People are not checking for her. That's why her stuff is not going the way that she's going. Now, I think if he would have stuck on that subject, I think everybody would have been in agreement. But because he did come off as angry and like, she done stole his man or something like that, or gave him some bad, never mind, let me not say that. I just feel like, again, like I said earlier, I just think it's selective outrage. That's all.
This is a good point, Lavender Sunset. Why weren't we, I know this is probably majority. I think this is probably majority, maybe Latin and Black audience. So maybe that's why Miley was not a topic of conversation. But Miley went ahead and came in and stole Black culture. She was a rapper for a minute.
But people drag her for that. People
did drag her. I just think that it happened like that.
But they didn't say that but they didn't discount her sexuality. They dragged her for assuming Black culture, but nobody was like they didn't treat her the way they're treating Chloe.
You know why? It's like Q was just saying, and Funky said it as well. It seems fake, and it's not even being faked well. Right. There is nothing that seems authentic about her up there trying to be sexy and cussing and acting like a hood stereotype, like nothing at all. Like she is almost looks like she's doing a Saturday Night Live sketch. Right. Like it's that bad. Now, as far as what Funky goes, I do think that there is another topic here that I didn't want to bring up because it's more layered, is featureism. And one of the reasons why I find her and her sister so pretty is because they honestly do not fit the standard of beauty. When you look at like someone like Kenya Moore, even though she is dark skinned, it's just her skin tone. Other than that, she fits the typical standard of beauty.
Yep.
If you lighten her skin, she looks like any other woman in America that is considered beautiful.
Like chiseled.
And I think that and this is the reason why we have Sheree having 3 nose jobs and Halle Berry having 3 or 4 nose jobs, is because there is featureism. And I think that we get very stuck on skin tone and we don't necessarily think about but it's not just skin tone that makes someone fit the standard of beauty. It's a whole package. And typically the women who are darker skinned that are considered to be beautiful tend to look like the typical beautiful woman, just a little darker. But they are very unique looking. Their features are very unique. They almost look like they're just like some different ethnicity that is very cute, I think. So for me, I caught that there was a little featureism in what he was saying. It was just really just, it was not called for and it was not necessary. And I don't know if she's really pregnant.
I don't know that I agree. Are you talking about when he said her face was fat? Is that what you're getting? I'm confused.
I just think him talking about her looks, period, it was rooted in featureism.
But if it was a woman, would everybody be okay with it? Like, would it still get the same heat?
I personally wouldn't be. Now, I do know that there are some people who will give people passes. I don't think that it is cool. I don't think that it was cool for what Tasha K was saying about Just Hilarious. I actually don't really fool with Tasha K like that, so I didn't even know she said that. But yeah, I personally wouldn't think that a woman would have a free pass to just start going in on this girl's looks. Now, I'm gonna say this. I don't know for sure if maybe he has some inside information because he does work in this industry and he knows the truth and he knows that they're lying and that pissed him off. That is kind of where I'm leaning. I could be wrong, but I was just getting that vibe.
Hold on, really, really quickly. Halagio, thank you so much. Helagio says, enjoy dinner after this marathon, memes. You deserve it. Thank you. I got one more. Tony Gog says, they not little girls singing on YouTube anymore. So I guess what Tony's trying to say is they are open to people's perception because they are public. I am going to drop the link and I'm going to I think her name was... I just had it up. Oh, I feel dumb. Tracy. I'm going to drop the link just for Tracy, and Tracy will be the one that can kind of close us out. Because your boy's hungry. That video was at 6. That Revenge PDV Sheree Bob video, that took like days.
That's why you're the hardest fucking man in YouTube.
I'm the tiredest man in YouTube, is what I'm starting to feel like. But you know what? I'll say this. My sister, the older one who is now injured, yesterday was the first day she was really a nice patient to me. So you know prayer works, y'all. She's probably watching this and cursing me out right now. So Tracy, this is for you. Yeah, y'all, I'm a caretaker, and she doesn't even like for me to use the term.
What does she want you to use?
She said that I'm like a CNA who didn't finish his course.
Oh, not a CNA.
She said I'm a CNA that didn't finish my
Well, at least
course.
she didn't call you a bratty little brother.
She's called me
Could've been
everything
worse.
under the sun. Tracy, definitely hit that link. It's just for you. I know Tracy's been in the comments and had a lot to say. I'm glad he apologized.
So what did he say?
He said that he apologized for the comments about her looks.
Oh, okay.
Tracy, you are up. Tracy, you can ask for this link. You're not muted, Tracy. Kenneth, this was just for Tracy, but go ahead and jump in and sound off really quick, sir.
Sound off really quick. Hey guys, thanks for having me. Love your show. I just have just a couple words to say. Okay, quickly. Women talk negatively about women.
Is that a neck pillow?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Women talk negatively about women. Speaking in the Black community, Black women talk negatively about Black women. Gay men talk negatively about Black women. Heterosexual men talk negatively about Black women. Black men, heterosexual Black men talk negatively about heterosexual Black men. I mean, everyone talks negatively about everybody. I think that we get in a delusional state when we keep saying men don't need to speak on women, or why is it gay men speaking on women? Because everybody talks about everybody. Everybody gets joned on everybody. People talking about Trump.
Oh my God. This is mugshot. I'm sorry. This just came through.
Oh, good for Trump. Go Trump with the mugshot. Yeah, I mean, that's basically all I have to say, is that everybody talks about everybody. So, I mean, we can't get away from that. When women say that, gay men want to be women, that's why they may joke on or joan a Black woman, but heterosexual men do the same thing too. So do they want to be women? I just think we can get a bit delusional in how we say things like that. You know, and I'll end with
Are you trying to say that everybody should not be painted with the same brush? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, everyone shouldn't be painted with the same brush. And I believe that like how things get worded is that when uh from my experience with seeing how Black women interact on social media and offline is this whole you can't talk on women, or you can't debate with a woman, or you can't do this with a woman. Like you can't pick and choose when like it's okay to do you know what I mean? And from like I just see so many Black women dogging other Black women on a daily basis, and that's okay. That it's you don't hear protect Black women. You don't hear Black women are the most disrespected when Black women are tearing each other down every single day. But the moment someone else does it, the moment another race does it, now we're marching. Now we're like doing all of these, cartwheels and things. I just think that we just need to be fair.
Kenneth,
And
can I say one thing?
sure,
I see kind of where you're trying to go with it, but think like this.
sure,
We might fight each other. We
that's right.
might Jones tear each other down, but think that Riverwalk fight.
Mhm.
We might be able to do it to each other, but I think what women are saying is you can't. Not you
That's
particularly,
right.
but you know what I mean? Like there are things that I might be able to say the N word to somebody on this panel, but
Mhm.
let Miley Cyrus say it. It's gonna be a problem. So I think hold on, there's a
That's right.
lot of hold on one second. There's a lot of background noise really quickly. I'm just gonna mute everybody. Um it might be you. Okay. Um I think that from what I've been hearing, because I've been having a lot of conversations with a lot of Black women, and I think the point is they feel marginalized. They feel like they are constantly attacked. They feel like other women of other races take things that were specifically theirs, braids, make it their own. Now all of a sudden it's a thing of beauty. In 1990, it was Becky, oh my God, look at your butt, it is so big. It was a thing that they trashed. Now all of a sudden 2004 hits, Kim gets her butt done. Now it's a thing of beauty. I think Black women are tired. I think Black women are tired of being the ones that are the first to march and stand with other people, and they do not feel like people are doing it with them. But I understand what you're saying to some extent, but I'm okay with them saying we might do it to each other, but we are going to stand united and say other groups can't do it to us. Because I think the thing is, we're not always going to get along. You and me, or I don't know you personally, but I'm saying we may not always get along. But I'll be damned if I don't know. I was trying to think of just a random person that if Trump was going to say something about you, it would be a problem. Or if Trump was going to come at you sideways. So I get what you're saying, but maybe if we think of it just a little differently, if they're constantly feeling attacked, maybe we kind of have to support them in that and say, well, is it something that I did? Is it something that, where are we at with that, sister? Why do you feel attacked? And how can I support you? You know what I mean?
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent, but it just reminds me of family, like a toxic family. Like, oh well, we can do whatever with each other, but no one better not talk about my sister. Or, but it's just
Yes.
like but but to me, like if your family is treating each other like people on the street, but then you're saying no one else can treat my family like people on the street except for us. How should we be fighting to be respected when we treat each other like people on the street? Like to
But
me,
okay,
it's
this
delusional.
I have an issue with this we and Black women, as we are not a monolith, and there are a lot of Black women that are not doing this.
Well, then
I
that's
do
great.
not go and just drag other Black women's looks, and I don't hang with Black women that do this. This
Why are
is
you
all this
personal?
we are not. I think you're thinking that we're one voice, and these are different groups of people that just happen to be
No,
Black.
But
no,
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 but what he's saying, Callie, is he feels like he is painted as one. Like he's saying that he feels like all gay people are against Black women. I think that's what he's saying. So you're saying him, we're not a monolith, and he's saying we're not a monolith as well.
but I'm also
Yeah.
saying that as adults, that when Black women and I shouldn't have to say all because like that should go without being said because I don't know all Black women, but when Black women speak ill of Black men, if I don't fall in that category, I'm not, oh, well, but black women, like, if black women are talking about women beaters and jailbirds and folks with felonies and all of these, negative things about black men, if that doesn't affect me, if I'm not in that bunch and they just say black men, I know obviously they're not talking about all 20 something million of black men. I'm not offended. I'm not like, oh, well, I'm not. Oh, well, I'm not. Because I mean, a hit dog, and I'm not the hit dog. So when we
You
go
sound
into
like
this,
you're hollering to me. I'm
That's
just
what I'm
saying.
saying. It kind of seems like you
you just
that is
said,
what you're doing to
I just,
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, hold on really quick, Kenneth. I'll let you stay up, and I'll let you stay up. Go ahead, and Tracy, do your retort,
Before
I guess.
Sure, sure. I mean,
Tracy,
I think
one
we're
second.
slip off topic to the black man, black woman thing. I don't know why we always go there. I think the best way to lead is lead by example. So rather than speaking on the negative there, speak on the positive and how to unite would be a better way, I think. But when it comes to Funky Dineva, I mean, he can be humorous, but I do think that he can be very spiteful and attacking people. I've seen stuff with him and Michelle AT Alien. Sorry. And my only point is that I haven't seen him from the beginning, but I was taught by my mom, you make your own, form your own opinions, right? But you also listen to what other people have stated. And I think that for no reason he's attacking her looks. The topic was not about her looks. I think that I'm not attacking him for being a gay man, but I also feel like he doesn't understand how it is to be a pregnant woman, right? And so if she's pregnant or not pregnant, there's some people that have lied to me. In some cultures, they won't even bring it up until they have a child. And some they won't bring it up until they pass 12 weeks. So it's a lot of reasons why people may or may not bring up they're pregnant. But to be so attackful of her, calling her a liar because she did not communicate that she's pregnant if she is a problem. And maybe he knows that she is because Claudia was just saw a couple weeks ago, right? A week or so ago. And maybe she shared something private, with them. And so I just have a problem with sometimes he gets off on these tangents and he attacks people for no reason. It's not really on topic of what the subject is. Her looks had nothing to do with anything. And it was no reason to bring up her look. And to me, that tells more about him. And it shows he talks about people being insecure. But I think Funky shows a lot of insecurities a lot of times. And, he says he's trying to unlock his better self. I pray that he finds his better self because what he represented definitely was not.
And I mean, little side note, I'm trying to find my better self too.
I mean, we all are.
Your boy has been struggling. Your boy has been struggling. I'm trying to find my better self too, and therapy is
It's a life
definitely
journey.
helping.
It's a life journey for all of us to find our better selves, right? And every day we should get better. But I'm not also on something where I'm giving opinions on other people all the time. And I think that I don't know. I just feel like he's getting a little bit Jason Lee-ish, in a way he communicates sometimes. And I just don't see a reason for him to attack her looks. It had nothing to do with it. I think sometimes people have a hard time staying on topic, right? And the topic had nothing to do with her looks. It was about if she's pregnant or not, what your thoughts are on that. And like the other lady said on here, he was getting angry about it. Like it was too much emotion there. And so again, I think he needs to look internally. I don't even feel like I didn't see the apology, but my assumption is it was a forced apology and not a sincere apology, right? Because he likes to get his paycheck every Friday as he brags. So I need to see more than an apology. I need to see a change in his actions on some
I
things he's
want a
doing on
weekly
the show.
paycheck.
Would you say?
I want a weekly paycheck.
That's what he said. I don't know if he gets
We
it or
got to
not.
get you on Fox.
Okay. Well, make that happen. Really quickly, because then I'll let you retort, and then we can finish with you, Tracy. Somebody said that they read my comment. That kind of shit scares the hell out of me. They read my comment on Fox Soul in front of. I am
What you
always
say?
nervous.
What did you
I'm not
say?
sure. You're not nervous. You're not
Who
nervous.
knows what? Look, what
You're
I will
very
say about
confident.
me. What I will say about me and Funky that we have alike is I do a lot of kitchen table talk. And a lot of times these topics that I do, I know could get me canceled. Certain things that I hear or I'm not naming any content creators names, but there are certain people who have reached out to me, and when they do, I'm just like, where can I hide?
I mean,
I hope that on this live, my comment was not read on TGIF.
But I
I'm
think,
not
Mims,
Oh
sure,
my gosh.
but
you had
I
said
will
something
say this.
earlier.
You say you always say you're fair but shady, and
Yeah.
but I unsubscribed once. You were like, what's I I don't know if you even remember, but on the particular topic, I thought you were showing your bias, and all of us have bias, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but I came back to give another chance because I was really worked up
What was
about
the
what I felt.
bias?
Huh?
What was the bias?
I can't remember. I would have to search and see and then pin
Oh,
you on.
okay.
But I felt that you were being biased in your comments at the time. But we all sometimes have bias in things and we don't
Yeah,
realize.
I definitely hold the bias. That's why I tell people to keep me honest. But
Yeah.
Kenneth, definitely we'll let you close out because your boy is actually really, really, really hungry.
Really
If you
quickly, I
let
want to
me
jump in.
in.
I want to.
Okay, I'll let you close out, Q. But Kenneth, did you have a retort for Tracy? 'Cause
No, everyone just have a good night. Hope you get some good food and yeah.
I deserve some seafood after this, so definitely
Listen,
will be some good
go ahead
food.
and get a nice little seafood from the rhoa place. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Q, go ahead and close us out.
Um, I'm gonna be nice and be positive.
You don't have to be. We're 2 hours in. We're 2 hours
No,
in.
no, no. I think you hit it on the head when I think Kenneth and Callie both made a good point, but I think you hit it on the head when you were like, we in our own community, we can unfortunately we drag and tear each other down and this like that. But when it comes to the outside, a lot of times we do protect ourselves. I was on a live, we ain't gonna go into detail, but somebody said something and then you was like, oh, do I need to grab my folding chair? So it's like we it's like a mixture. We tear each other down, but then we also make like, no, you can't come up here and think you're gonna do what you're gonna do, like you said, or like whoever said, the braids, the body, all that kind of stuff. It didn't become famous and popular until the quote unquote white girls were doing it. But we've been doing that stuff since how long for now? In the 70s or 60s, whatever. So I just think, unfortunately, as YouTubers and this and that, we always want to say stuff that people don't agree on, but
right.
It is what it is. Everybody's not going to agree with the comments, and some people will, some people won't. But I don't all me personally, but I'm also not a black woman. I don't always think it's tear down black women. I know for me, I like to read and throw shade. I really don't mean half the shit I be saying. I just do it because I think it's funny. But everybody's not like that, and everybody can't handle that. So I think we all just got to be careful sometimes of what we say when it comes to other people.
Yeah, and I think, and I don't want to talk for Kenneth, but I think what he was saying was he has heard things like the gay man is against the black gay woman, and I think what he was trying to say is he's not, and maybe he
Many
felt
are
like
many are not, but the moment, like I speak out against issues with black women more than I do the issues with black men. But the moment I take that 1% of time and speak on some of the negative things that need work, all of a sudden I hate black women.
Right.
And it's as if I can't say absolutely nothing negative. And it's like if I say one thing negative, then it goes into, well, not all black women, not all black women, not all black women. But when it's something positive, like if I just say black women are most educated, if I just say that, I didn't say all, I just said black women are most educated. You never hear anyone saying, not all black women, not all black women are most educated.
But we are the leading population
You
seeking
only
and receiving education.
you only hear that not all on both black men and black women when it's something negative. When it's something positive, when you hear, oh, black men have big penises, you never hear black men
Is that
saying, not
negative?
all black men, not all black men.
I'm sorry.
When it's with education and black women, you never hear anybody, not all black women. It's only
Well, other cultures who have or other men who have small ones probably do say not all black men because they're hating.
Yeah. And also the negative things about black women, to be
I'm saying
perfectly
us.
honest,
No, I get what
they're
I do get what you
usually
With
so
I do.
exaggerated, so out of the box.
I
They're, you know what I mean? It's like they're just way out of left field usually. That's why.
So black women are the leading y'all, I'm definitely hungry. Talking is starting to become a problem for me. Black women are the most educated and in terms of fastest growing population of people to get degrees, right? I
yeah, but
think that as a black person, what happens is you want to that's a great thing to have, sure. Right. But I don't think that I think it comes off as haterish if you're like, well, not all black women. What you did say that I felt was extremely poignant was there's a song and I can't remember it now, but the lyrics were the first time I said no is like I never said yes.
Oh,
literally,
that's Beyonce.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did she take that from somebody?
No. Oh, she probably did. She took a lot of stuff. But
Oh Lord.
and now I'm canceled.
it never like I speak out about the femicide. I mean, I speak out about so much. Like I go back to my hometown and hold town hall meetings. Like I actually do work outside of social media. But the moment I actually say something that needs to change, then it goes into I hate, I hate, I hate. And that's not fair to just because it comes off as well, we should only say good things. It doesn't matter how I say it, how well I dress it up, how respectful it is. It's still, and to me, it's very lazy to say, I hate.
I know
When I,
Mim's gotta
I,
go, but
I,
I just want to
I
know
let
what is
them,
it that
when I
you're
say that,
talking about?
Do y'all really know that I have to go to eat? I
Oh,
don't
I'm
think that
starving
y'all
too.
do
What I
know.
don't
let's go grab your food and come
understand,
back.
No.
what I
No,
don't
I just
understand
want to know
is
what is it that you're talking about because you're not telling us what it is that you're saying, and there might be a reason why people are having this reaction.
when I say this about black, I just said, when I say this about black men as well, when I speak the good about black men, it's cool. But the moment I bring up something negative that needs to be worked on, black men tell me the same thing. You hate black men. Both sides tell me, and to me, it comes across as very lazy. Both
But
sides tell me because I'm an equal opportunist. I speak about both because I believe both of us need work. Both of us need work. The entire
well,
community
not just not in both of
needs
us.
work.
Everybody needs work. Every
I just
individual.
yeah,
both.
every human
Everybody
being
needs work.
can. Yeah,
All
But we're
perfect
speaking
people are
I'm
in
just.
to
heaven.
black people though.
Yeah.
Let's not be silly here. I just said that both in the black community, both sides, both groups need work. So when I do speak out about those things on both sides, both tell me I hate them both when it's something negative that's being said. But
But your examples are
But
negative. We're
depending
not
on
even
what you're
gonna go
saying, this it could be a reason why people are having this reaction because you could be saying something that is causing people to react this
right.
specific way. Like you're talking very vaguely.
So I'm going to give an example for me.
Mills, what's for
TJ
dinner?
Madison
Yeah,
and
hold on.
Funky
Hold
Dineva.
on.
You got
Hold on. How about
Mills,
this?
what's
How
for
about
dinner?
this? Yeah, I really do have to go because I have actual dinner plans.
not getting
But
educated.
my boy Gabor is live right now, so people can head over
Oh,
there.
who
I'm
told me he
sure
was live? Let me go be messy.
he's gonna
Oh,
wait.
bye. I see you
Kenneth,
over there, Keith. Love you, man.
I didn't mean. I hope I
Not
didn't make
bye.
Kenneth mad. Definitely, Kenneth, come back up when we have more conversations. I just can't tonight because we had a 2-hour mark and now we're over it, and I'm late for my dinner reservations. Thank everybody for coming up. Everybody who sent a super chat. I'm glad we can have these kind of conversations with each other. And I'm gonna see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye y'all.